Jackie Chan was already the kind of performer who could change what action cinema looked like. As a Hong Kong actor, stuntman, and director, he built his reputation on acrobatic danger and physical humor, which makes the early collapse so important. Because before the breakthroughs, he was pushed into a version of himself the market rejected so badly that he ended up labeled box office poison. Most people hear that and assume the problem was simple. They think he just had not found his style yet. But that is not really what happened. The deeper problem was misalignment. The industry did not want Jackie Chan. It wanted another Bruce Lee. So the early films tried to force him into a hard, stoic, unbeatable mold, and that was exactly the wrong fit. His training came out of Peking opera discipline. His strengths were rhythm, reaction, agility, comic timing, and recovery. He was being sold as direct power when his real edge was expressive movement. That mismatch did more damage than a normal flop. It did not just hurt one movie. It damaged his position in the system. Once an industry starts calling you poison, the threat is bigger than embarrassment. It means the machine no longer sees a profitable use for you. And that is the kind of failure many people miss in their own lives too. Sometimes the real loss is not money or reputation, it is category fit. You are still capable, but the system has placed you in the wrong frame. Then came the phase that looked like retreat, Australia, construction work, manual labor, distance from the film world. On the surface, that part seems almost irrelevant compared with the later movie hits. It wasn't. That period mattered because it stripped away the fake identity first. When you have already fallen low enough to survive outside the spotlight, your fear starts changing shape. You stop clinging to an image that is clearly not working. You become more willing to rebuild from something real. And this is where the turnaround becomes useful. He did not solve the problem by becoming a better Bruce Lee copy. He solved it by abandoning the contest entirely. New collaborators gave him more room. New films gave him a different frame, and the so-called small shift, adding comedy, showing pain, looking vulnerable, scrambling instead of posing, turned out to be the whole breakthrough, because that was not cosmetic. That was strategic. He stopped trying to look untouchable. He started building a character the audience could feel. That is why the action comedy pivot worked so hard. In the old template, invincibility was the product. In the new one, relatability became part of the product. The wince after impact, the hand that hurts after the punch, the body crashing into furniture, the use of the environment, the sense that every fight could go wrong before it goes right. All of that made him more human. And because the physical skill underneath it was real, it also made him more impressive. He was no longer selling perfection, he was selling recovery. There is a strong model here. First, separate your actual capability from the role other people assign to you. Second, ask whether the failure came from weak skill or from being misused. Third, if the category itself is killing you, do not keep begging for acceptance inside it. Move sideways. Build or enter a category where your natural architecture becomes an advantage. That applies far beyond movies. Careers stall this way, businesses stall this way. Even talented people get stuck when they keep trying to win in a frame built for someone else. So the real comeback here was not just from flop to hit, it was from imitation to category creation. That is the bigger lesson. Once the system stops seeing you as a substitute and starts seeing you as the original, everything changes. Leverage, control, longevity, and the kind of influence you can hold over time. And next time, we stay with that same deeper pattern of public collapse and structural rebuild, but through a very different kind of performer, Steve Harvey.